Hello, everybody, and welcome to And Another Thing. This is the pilot episode of an idea that I've had for a while now, and so we're just going to get into it. I'm going to be your host, and the concept of the show is simple. We have our participants who are going to get 30 minutes to rant about a topic of their choice, and you get to decide who's right as hell. That person will then be given additional time at the end as we close the show to rant even more if they have anything else left in the tank. So instead of me just talking about it, why don't we get to it? But first, we're going to introduce our participants. They're going to tell us what they're ranting about today. Then I'm going to roll a d4 to see who goes first. Then we just get into it. Now, here's just the last thing that you need to know. At the end of this, I'm going to create a poll for chat to vote for who you all think is right. It's going to last for 2 minutes. At the end, that's when we find out who is right as hell, and I am extraordinarily excited. But here are some things that I'm also going to vote. I'm going to tell you the criteria that I'm picking. We're trying to see one, who's got the stamina, who can go for all 30 minutes. Two, who's got good points, who's like passionate about it. You can tell when somebody runs out of steam in a rant, so we're trying to see who can mean it the longest. And three, who makes you think or laugh. Some of these are going to be funnier than others. Some of these are going to be more insightful than others. So I kind of weigh and balance it that way. I recommend that you do the same. So we're going to start with introductions. Joy, why don't you tell us about yourself, who you are, and what you mad about?
Hello, everyone. I'm Joy Valentine, Nepo sibling extraordinaire. Um, I'm, I'm 26, a Scorpio. I'm from Chicago. I like long walks on the beach. And today I'm going to be talking about the disposable black girlfriend trope and how we're going to dispose of it.
Hell yeah, listen, that you're the heavy favorite so far. But let's see who's next. I'm gonna let you popcorn it. You get to choose who goes next.
PJ.
Hi everyone, I'm the token white.
Wait,
Michael Cracker.
what?
No, no, no. No, sorry, you're not token. I'm token. I'm taking this from you.
Like a man would.
Yeah. Hello
Thanks,
everyone.
Ren.
Starting off with a bad foot, it's me, DJ Megaw. Pleasure to meet you all. What am I mad about? Well, we'll see how this turns out. But right now, the thesis statement is Gurren Lagann. It's the best anime ever. And anime right now sucks. It needs to be Gurren Lagann. And I'll tell you why. Great. So, Gurren Lagann, it's the savior of all anime. Anime needs to be Gurren Lagann. That being said, I'm going to popcorn it to Serenity.
Sure. I knew you were going to. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, I guess. I don't know.
Guilt. I'm so guilty for having
Um,
stolen it from you in the first place.
So, hi, I'm nothing, because I can't be the token white anymore. So, hi, I'm Serenity. I go by Click Clack Snack all over the internet. I I am a TTRPG sex worker, cosplayer. I do anything I really want to, and I hope you're here for the ride. And guess what? I rant all the time. So now today I'm taking the opportunity to share my special interest with you, and also maybe teach you a little bit about shipping, my favorite ships, the worst ships, and also why it's important for us to support that in media and fandoms. and I'm gonna popcorn it to AJ, not because you're last, but because I love you.
Love you too. Hi, everybody. I'm AJ Fox. I can be found everywhere at Fox Fabula. I'm a TTRPG streamer, performer, talk show host. Usually, you can find me with the dude that's above me in the middle on Morning Ritual. But today, I'm going to be ranting about my own people. That's right. We're talking about Canadians today.
I don't know what you might have for the Canadians, but I am extraordinarily excited to hear it. But we are going to roll a d4. We're going to roll a d4 to see who's going first. Shout out to Die Hard Dice. Alright, so we've got Joy as 1. I almost called you Tier again. PJ as 2. Serenity as 3. And Fox as 4.
Echo. All right. This is why it's the pilot episode. All right. All right. We are good. Now I'm going to roll the die because at that point I just get to shut up and listen to you guys go for 30 minutes. Very excited about that part. Now, we roll. That's a 3.
Damn it!
That is a 3. Meaning
5.
that Serenity, you are going to go first. You need to anything you might need to do to warm up to prepare yourself, or are you ready to just jump in?
I need to go. I don't know if you guys can see my shrine, but I have a shrine of Frobin over there. It's a whole ass shrine, so I got it. I've prayed mentally, so I think I'm okay.
Okay. In that case, the floor. Oh no! I did the wrong thing.
It's Joy's turn, actually.
No, there we go. The floor is. Oh, hold on. I should have the timer ready. There's a lot to remember. This is the pilot episode. Don't hate me. Again, you've got a minimum of 10 minutes, a maximum of 30 minutes, starting right now.
Hi, everyone. I know you're all gathered here today thinking, oh, what super heavy topics are we talking about today? And the only thing that I'm talking about that's heavy is heavy on my heart. We're going to be talking about ships. And am I using this 30 minutes to talk over my favorite ships and my least favorite ships of all time? Yeah, I fucking am, actually. Because if I was given the floor and I was given time and I didn't speak about my favorite ships of all time, I am, traded with some other fucking being, but it's not me. If I'm ever given this opportunity again and I don't mention Frobin, call the police. Call someone, because it's not me and it's wrong. So, overall, I'm going to start with this because I think it's very important. There's a lot you could do with shipping. There's a lot that goes into it mentally, and there's a lot that you can hold yourself heavy to. As someone who is fully consumed by my ships and my favorite things, I luckily am a fan of some really healthy ones. That's very good for me. You may not have the same fate as I do, and I apologize for that you are not, given that opportunity. With that being said, if you find yourself touching on this topic and you go, oh no, this might awaken something bad in me, please do research. Please look into this. Please do everything you need for your mental health before you deep dive into something. Or, at least recognize it's toxic, and then, that fixes everything, says Tumblr. So if you like a toxic ship, which I do like a couple, and that's not my fault, that's their fault because they're wonderful. But if you do, at least realize it and be safe about it, or at least acknowledge how stupid you're being about it. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not your mom. So starting off after that wonderful warning, what are my favorite ships? I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad this chat has a two-way function where I'm able to hear you ask so like wholeheartedly what you want to hear from me, and that's about my ships. And I'm really glad you know me that well. And we're gonna start with canon ships. So we're not starting with my favorite yet, because it's not canon because Oda's a fucking coward. But it should be canon. And the reason it's not, again, is because Oda's a fucking coward. And I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna fucking grip onto that fucking rope that's just dangling me between two beautiful people that should be married and I will talk about it, but don't have a ring on their finger. This fucking domestic partnership that is whatever Oda created on this fucking Thousand Sunny. But, and the first ship I'm going to talk about is healthy. Well, healthy enough for the world it's in. It's healthy enough for the world it's in. It turns a villain into someone that you absolutely adore. That's actually two that I'm going to talk about pretty quick. Actually, that's a lot of them. Anyway, I got a type. We'll talk about my type later. That's part of the rant. Turns a character that you thought, like, at first you're like, oh god, I hate this guy, and you might still hate this guy, but then you're wrong, and then also knows how to handle a woman that is like, I've never thought that someone could be out of someone's league so much, yet being at such a high league themselves. I'm talking about Vegeta and Bulma. I'm talking about Vegetable. I'm kicking Noir off his own show. What do you ship? Actually, you know what? I think it's important. Come back here. I think it's important because this is a rant. However, this is a community. You know, we're here together. And you said that you were here to be lazy, but now you interjected. So now you're a part of this. So what are your qualms with it?
Everything bad that happens in Dragon Ball Z is Vegeta's fault.
That's not wrong, but that doesn't mean the ship sucks. So sit down. Mute yourself. Shut up. This is my spot. It doesn't mean that the ship's bad. It just means that Vegeta's, well, he's not good at things sometimes, but that's okay. You know what he is good at? Being a good husband. He's not a good father. We're not here to talk about parentals. If we were here to talk about daddy trauma, I could talk about that for fucking years. I need more than 30 minutes. I need therapy. I can go over my life story with you. But, oh my god, I love this little, like, promotional, like, a 5-minute achieve. Oh, that makes me feel good. I'm all fired up. So, Vegeta has committed war crimes. He has, the Geneva Convention, never heard of her. He has done terrible things. However, what do you expect from a man whose world was destroyed and he was stuck being a soldier, stuck under the rule of Frieza and his father, and these just terrible people, with his only role model being Nappa. I love Nappa, I really do. But fucking that he's not a good role model, he's a piece of shit. So what do you expect from someone who grows up with no positive figures and only grows up with the mindset of continuing the Saiyan race, which is someone who's just like conquer, destroy, and make more Saiyans and do it good and be the best. And then he finds a woman that tells him to shut his stinky ass up. And you know what he does? He fucking sticks his hands in his pockets and he follows along. He fucking goes and has a sleepover. He goes over and rolls onto his back and gets tummy rubs from the pretty technology lady that's an heiress. And you know what? He's got a sugar mama. He doesn't have to pay for shit. And now this man is whipped. This man now has found a woman that will actually put up with his shit and will like reverse it. Trampoline, bam, 10 times fold. Because if he throws something at her, she tells him, shut up, I'm not taking a bath with you. And he goes, actually, you know what? Maybe I'm done. Maybe war isn't the right answer because bath? And you know what? That's okay. And I think that's really healthy for the fucking Dragon Ball Z universe, for Dragon Ball universe generally. Because we can look over at Krillin and we can look over at Android 18 and they have a wonderful little relationship except for the fact that he named his child after his ex. But anyway, we have Vegeta, who is the best husband in the entire show, because Krillin started as a little shit. Vegeta started as a little shit, but Krillin fixed himself beforehand. And this is where my toxic side comes in. You know what he did? He fixed himself for Bulma. Get fucked. This is fiction and I can like it because it's not going to hurt anyone else for him to fix himself. Nor bitch. Let me talk about my short king, and I'm here promoting short kings, and you're fucking booing me. Who are you to boo me for appointing short kings a pedestal in my own presentation? Anyway, Goku worst husband, Vegeta best husband, worst dad. It's so much, but he has changed so much, and there's so much good fan fiction, and I am bringing fandom shit into this because it's important. Anyway, canon wise, I actually had this conversation with someone. Fucking PJ put in Piccolo best dad. Krillin's technically the best dad. Actually, I didn't even put Gohan as best dad. Piccolo best uncle. Piccolo best grandfather, because I'm not going to say granduncle because that's fucking stupid. I'm not doing that shit. But anyway, Vegeta hot. And Bulma hot. Together they make hot and toxic, but also somehow a negative and a negative come together from their toxicity and make it a positive. So anyway, that is my first. Oh, I got a list, baby. Gajil and Levy. They don't need an introduction past the point that they're perfect. And it starts the same way. It starts with Gajil being a fucking villain. It starts with that man being, I'm angry. No one can I'm gonna fucking put this person against the wall. Fuck this pretty cute little woman that I found. I'm gonna fucking crucify her against this tree. And you know what? That's not good. That's not healthy. And I've accepted it. I'm right here with you. Should he go to therapy? Well, he did. He did go to therapy in his heart. Because I don't know if they actually have therapists in Fairy Tail. Because I don't know if there's a guild for that. But he went to therapy in his heart. And he came back. And you know what? Levy didn't have to fucking give him an inch. And she gave him an inch. And he went a fucking mile. That man is there. And he's grounded. She points, he barks, it's perfect. And he points, she barks, it's cute, it's not as good, but that's okay. She's still really strong and we love her. And they have made me cry. Like, the thing is that Vegeta and Bulma have made me laugh, and they've made me think, and they've made me go, oh my god. But Gajil and Levy had made me cry, and that is astounding to me, because I shouldn't like the little guys on the... I didn't know there was gonna be fucking commentary here, actually. Fucking PSA, the more you know, fucking therapy, your heart doesn't count. Fuck you, actually. Someone look up if there's therapy in Fairy Tail. I only got 30 minutes. So I'm not taking my time doing that shit. But you know what? You know what? I'm gonna come out and say it. I'm gonna come out with big leagues. I don't kink shame. And I you know what? What rating is this show?
Feel free to
Oh no, what rating is this show? That's not what I asked.
Oh, rating? This is rated R.
Okay. Breeding kinks are cool. I
That is not a thing that I needed to see my siblings celebrate.
I
Correct.
to my shipping. Like, this is my shipping PSA. You invited your sibling to this, actually. So breeding kinks. I vibe with it. I fuck with it. Why would you put a fucking commercial in the middle of me talking about breeding kinks? Actually, Noir.
I didn't put
fucking-
that. They did that. I didn't do that.
Okay. So breeding kinks I vibe with. But you know what I don't vibe with? I don't vibe with a story that has a good set of like people who are together and then they just, oh my god, they're pregnant. I hate that. I hate it. I hate that shit. But you know who did it good? Vegeta and Bulma. You know who did it really good? Gashiel and Levy. They gave us enough time to like the characters, and then with Vegeta and Bulma, it's like, you know, as per the quote of the abridged, I thought you used protection. I was wearing my armor. He's just fucking stupid. So, you know, that's whatever. Fucking, he didn't learn safe sex on the fucking ship. He learned safe ripping a planet in half, so that doesn't fucking count. So anyway, Gashiel and Levy, we love them. Now, is the plot going to continue that I like blue-haired bitches with black-haired bitches? Yes! Yes, it is! Oh, baby! We love that shit. But that's not the next people I'm talking about. We're gonna take a step back. Everyone calm down. Take a breath. Because we've gone through some really hard-headed, like heavy-hearted, you know, like intense conversation. We're gonna take it a step back. We're gonna talk about true, just sweet love. Toru, Honda, and Kiyo from Fruits Baskets. And you know what? Is it a little enemies to lovers still? Yeah, it's still a little enemies to lovers, but what isn't? You know? I think that's the most healthy thing. Therapy's in the heart. Enemies to lover is in the Bible. You know, it's written. It's there. It's the truth. So, Kyo coming in very guarded, very walled, and then fucking Toru just coming in with her Laura Bailey ass sweet ass voice and being like, I actually don't mind who you are and I love you for it. And then he fucking, it's a good show, watch it. Anyway, him coming in and slowly accepting her and having this realization that he may not choose her. Because it is technically kind of it's a love triangle, but it's also a reverse harem. So he has this whole realization that he's going to love her no matter what. And even after his oh no, I've only talked about 3 ships. Fuck. Okay, so gotta speed on this. Anyway, it's cute. He's a little monster. They kiss. It's really sweet. They have the fucking issues, but it's fine. That's a lot of these ships. I could really just summarize it by that. Rama and Akane, from Ranma 1/2, they've got issues, but it's fine. Rogue and Gambit, ooh, they've got issues. But you know what, baby? It's fine, my Sherry, it's fine. If I get into a coma, well, give you a little whatever. You know, fucking top tier ship. I really am rushing because I only want to talk about one ship now. My fan ships that I love, that I nom eat. And I'm gonna save the best for last. Actually, you know what? We're gonna skip to toxic ships because I gotta come back to fan ships to talk about my favorite. This is listed as toxic ass, dumb ass, stupid ass canon ships. Things that should not exist. Not Sakura and Sasuke. Stupid. Light Yagami and Misa. I know it's plot relevant. You bitch. Kaname and Yuki from Vampire Night. That's your fucking grandpa. Shut up. Go for the cute one who fucking loves you and has trauma. Don't go for your grandpa. And that shouldn't be just there. Don't quote that. Sesshomaru and Rin. It's gross. It's not necessary. She's a kid. I don't care if he's a demon. I don't care if he's 25 million years old. Icky, gross, nasty. Blech. Now, these are going to be controversial. A little toxic, but we love them anyway, and they are canon. Stop. I hear you typing. Now this is going to come out of the woodwork, and I'm going to get yelled at. This is a controversial statement. Colonel Mustang and Hawkeye, they're a little toxic. Do I love them? Yes, I love them. I love them so fucking much. But damn, they are ride or die to an extent where they need to knock that shit off, actually. It is too ride or die. They have a whole world and a country to save, and they're just about to go like Romeo and Juliet it in the fucking like sewers. That should not happen. But I love them, and I hate the military because they can't be married canonically until they retire. So fuck that. Kikyo / Inuyasha / Kagome. That whole thing's a fucking mess. Inuyasha, she's fucking dead, dude. Fucking go take a nap. Go eat some food. Fucking, they have the same face. And fucking Kagome is so sweet. And then fucking Kikyo's over there. And she's like, ooh, I've got little ghosty guys. And he's like, damn, I want to kiss that instead. And it's like, dude, she's been dead for years. Bitch. Jean Grey and Wolverine. Oh, boy, is it toxic, but PJ, shut up. You took my token white, like my white token thing. You don't get to talk about this. Shut up. Fucking delicious and toxic, but I still love them. The real ship, the true ship is going to be Jean Grey. And, well, it should be, the way it should be done is, it's a circle. Cyclops, Jean Grey, Wolverine, you're welcome. Anyway. Now, canon, or not, fanon ships. So things that aren't technically canon. First of all, Husker Dust and Angel Dust. Oh my god, did I just give them the same name? Husk and Angel Dust from Hazbin Hotel. I have a whole die. I have a backpack. They should be canon. They're gay. Let the spider and the cat be gay. Why is that so hard to understand? They love each other, and one of them's also from Mass Effect. You leave them be. I'm going to skip one because I don't think anyone knows the Slayers, but it's Amelia and Cell Goddess. Do your research. It's good shit. Jiraiya and Tsunade. Fuck you, Naruto. Can I have 1 inch of happiness? No, you're gonna make Sakura and Sasuke canon, but you're not gonna do anything with fucking Jiraiya and Tsunade. Fuck you. Also, while I'm on that topic, Madara and Hashirama, they kissed. They were gay. How's it halfway there if I have 10 minutes left?
I made a mistake.
What? Now you're gaslighting me?
Yes.
Anyway, Robin! This is what we came here to talk about. No, it's not. Robin, it's important, it's canon, it should be canon. Oda's being a bitch. Because they rely so much heavily on one another. They're perfect. They are a perfect mismatch of freaky little like crazy man. And then you got a fucking weird ass fucking a horse girl with great pussy. Like, it just works great. Fucking they mesh so hard. He's weird, she's weird. Fucking it works so good. He's a little freaky, she's so creepy. It's perfect. And you know what? And I only put one bad ship on here. You know why? Because we don't ship shame. Even if we ship different ships, and this is part of why it's important to be a community. But Zoe Robin is trash, and if you ship Zoe Robin, you deserve to be like head first into a dumpster, and I'm not going to help pull you out. Because literary-wise, which is another thing we're going to talk about, literary-wise, it doesn't make sense. Media-wise, doesn't make sense. Also, fuck you, you're wrong. Anyway, why it's important, and I keep talking about like all my favorite ships. Fucking focus. You, me, camera, focus. Okay, so. Why is it important in the first place? Did you see how intense I got about that? I think it's really important in this world, in this day and age, to have dumb little things to yell over that don't fucking matter. I think it's important to be able to have focuses on things in media that make you happy or make you intense, that doesn't necessarily involve world events, because we're all fucking suffering from our world events right now. And we can keep talking about those, and we're going to keep talking about those. And that's not a fucking question. The thing is, though, you need to have a break. And why not have a break when you see two little happy guys kissing or 69ing? You know, it's like the same thing. And you should be happy, and you should be allowed to see that, and you should be able to fight over that. And the thing is that there are ways to put yourself into those situations as well, especially for those people who may not necessarily like any of the ships I talked about. That's okay. You're wrong, but I respect you, I guess. You know, it's something where if you, like, for example, liking characters that are self-insert, like Baldur's Gate or Mass Effect, where you can romance a character, you can put yourself in as the character. That's shipping, baby. That is the same thing, but you're just putting yourself in there, or your OC in there. Date everything? Who's dating everything? Not everything. You are. Really, the dating everything was the friends we made along the way, or the hate we made along the way, or the love we made along the way, depending on, you know, what ending you decided. But it's honestly important to be able to put yourself, and with TTRPGs, with anything, I highly just support the fact that you should be able to put yourself and put like imaginary versions of yourself or OCs, pieces of yourself into dumb little things that don't really matter to the outside world, but are things that you can share with other people that you could have a fun time with. And you know what? Even though I say it doesn't matter, I have a shrine to Frobin. It fucking matters to me. But I know that that's something that doesn't matter in the comparison in the world right now. But I'm still going to be focused on it because it's important to me. I'm still going to enjoy myself because it's important to me. And I'm still going to read little like fanfics. I'm still going to, you know, like indulge. And I'm still going to read self-insert OC fanfics. And I'm going to go kiss Halson and Astarion at the same time. And I'm going to go kiss my space little cricket husband, Garrus, because it's important to have hobbies. It's important to be a girl or a guy or a whatever you are, whoever you are, with hobbies that might include kissing someone or giving them a little hug, or angst, because angst is so important. Now, the thing is that I'm speaking, and to normal people who don't like indulge themselves in pop culture, they might go, you sound crazy. You actually sound insane right now from how heavily you're pushing yourself into this. Well, guess what, baby girl? It's been in this world for a long fucking time. A long fucking time. You think Greek mythology isn't just shipping wars? You think that like gods being with mortals isn't just self-insert OCs? You think people didn't ship Judas and Jesus in the gardens and they didn't have a little kiss? Fucking Andrew Lloyd Webber made a whole fucking show about it. They fucking kissed. People ship it. And you know what else is? Friends. If you want more simple things, Friends. That had huge shipping wars. And you know what else did? Grey's Anatomy. It still does. It's still relevant. So the thing is that your mom who watches daytime TV might be like, your anime thing's a little insane, but I bet she flipped her shit when fucking Rachel and Ross broke up for the second time. Like, I bet you did. And I was either out of happiness or upset. So what's the importance past that? Media literacy. Media literacy is so important, and part of that is being able to talk about ships and being able to find those relationships and being able to find the tropes and the good and the bad. And there is so much bad, unfortunately, with shipping, like pro shippers. They're just going to find ships that you don't want together. They're going to find problematic ships that are illegal, immoral, ick. And you know the only pro about that? Free block list. Fuck you, guy. Get out of my space. But media literacy, going back to that, is super important. And it's just small little things where you can find importance in romantic, like, relationships and finding things in yourself and things that you love. I could go on for another 30 minutes. I really could, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, I didn't give myself enough time. But there's just it's also a really good sense of community. And you can even have ships in your own little damn shows. My friends and I, for the Lurking Legends, which will be coming out more. AJ, I'm looking at you, love of my life. Fucking fix it. Will be coming out more in the future because we have more episodes. We're shipping our own characters. And it's healthy and it's fun and you get to make little fun things. And I've made a fucking fan fiction. It's halfway done. But it's not up yet. Let me know when I'm at a minute because I have a closing statement and I don't want to miss it. But thank God. So, and is this important in non-romance like media? Yes. Oh my God. In TTRPGs, I'm such a big proponent of you don't have to mimic real life with bad things or things that are like homophobic or transphobic or You don't want that. You don't have to have that. But you know what you could have that enhances your world and makes it real? Romance. Or like friction. Or sexual relationships. And those small things can create something that is just one portion of a show and make it multi-genre and expand it to points where people who never thought they'd be into it are into it. Expand it into points where there are fandoms that you never thought you could reach. Expand things to the point where a show that maybe focused on one thing might find out they're better at another thing. And they go that way. Because there have been plenty times where they started one way and they go, actually, maybe we should kind of focus on this for a little while. It's really good. While other times, some of them just have really shit romances and they stick with it. And you know what? They're 12 episodes. Watch it. It's a really shitty little romance. Who gives a fuck? Fucking treat yourself. Fucking order in some Panera. Fucking sit down on the couch. Drink a little lemonade. Maybe put some vodka in there, and then look at the little guys on your TV and go, you know, I could write that better, and then do it. Write fan fiction. Take your things that you love, and you can put it into your own shit. Now, here I'm going to close with this. I wrote this because I think it's very important. Ships are really important to me. Like, I live off of them. My sun sign is Robin, my moon is vegetable, and my rising sign is male yearning. Like, there's so much I've learned from myself from shipping. And there's so many good things about it. And you know what? I think it's really important to self-indulge into dumb little things. Make your fan fiction, read your fan fiction, make fun little posts. Ship those little guys on the TV because guess what? The world can take shit from you, but they can't take your fucking little guys who are just gonna kiss. And I think that's very, very, I'm going to play as many berries until a minute's over is important. Very, 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 very important.
Noir's muted.
I was asking if y'all can hear me. Cool, that was the test. All right, so that was our first rant. That is exactly what the fuck you're supposed to do. Like that's just let's just give a round of applause to Serenity.
That's mother.
It's always hard being the first to do anything. That's incredible. Okay, so this is where I give us a little bit of time to if you have any thoughts or any questions about Serenity to give to Serenity, and audience, you can ask as well. I just ask that you highlight the questions. We're only going to pick maybe one or two from chat, but panel, are there any questions, anything that you okay, yes,
I have something to say.
That was so ominous.
Joy, please, I love you.
All right. Now, you brought up a lot of ships, but I think you also kind of touched on ship dynamics, like certain ships are toxic versus certain ships being like this. Do you think someone's ships say a lot about them? Like, if someone were to say ship Stucky, like, what would you think about them?
Can you explain for the audience what Stucky is?
Yes, I absolutely can. Thank you so much. Ducky is the ship between Steve Rogers, Captain America, and James Buchanan, aka Bucky Barnes. Mostly popular in the MCU, and popular amongst people with good taste.
Yes. So, you know, and you know what? That taste is your own. It's not something that I don't share. It's not that I don't agree with you. It's more so I haven't done enough research. However, I can immediately, when there are people who say certain ships, I can tell either personally we're not going to get along, or you're a fucking horrible person, because there are certain ships in there that are just fucking terrible. Because if people actually legitimately, like, for example, one I brought up, I don't know, ship Zoe Robin for any fucking reason, then they're gone. They're dead to me. But people who ship, for example, Sakura and Sasuke, we can have a conversation about how they're wrong. And I'm willing to give them that time to realize that they're toxic and they just want to change a man. But in your situation, I'd say take every ship with a grain of salt, do your research. And if it's something that doesn't work for you, you're allowed to be petty and go, I don't like that, and walk away. But if it's harmful and it's bad tropes that are past just like fun toxic, you are allowed to go, hey, by the way, just so you know, this is not healthy.
What is a Zoe Robin?
I had to Google it too. I honestly had to Google it.
Yeah. I didn't even want to say the characters, to be honest. It is a ship between Roronoa Zoro and Nico Robin from One Piece. And the reason they're bad is because they are. But they're also 10 years apart in age, and he was a teenager when they met, so that's ick. And people typically only ship them because they're pretty together and they have an opposites attract kind of thing. When you could do the same thing with Zoro and Nami, even though she like really likes women, but it's okay. I think she's bisexual with a 99 percentile in women. You could do the same thing with Zoro and Nami, and everything is the same. So it's gross to me that you're picking an older woman who is, you know, not available, but okay.
All right, we have one question from the audience. Serenity, when you said you don't care about other opinions on ships, was that a forfeit? The show is about other people's opinions.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you asked, because other people's opinions are not about my topic. They have their own topics that they've chosen, so it's different.
That's fair.
But also, when I say don't care about their ships and their opinions, it's more so I don't care if we necessarily agree. Because, for example, Noir, you're still my friend.
Mm-hmm.
You booed one of my favorite ships ever, and that's okay. But we're still friends, and I still respect you. But also, you booed it for a bad reason, and I called you out on it. So, you know, I think we're even. So it's situations like that where I think that if you have an even scale, and then PJ took my token ship from me. So I think that overall, my reasoning was very fair. And I do care. Asterisk.
All right, and the last one is our question from Prince Infidel. What happens when people representing certain characters say they're uncomfortable with people shipping those characters? Ooh.
Oh, okay. I think that needs more expansion, and I'm gonna go into a couple different like reasons. That's or different question. Like areas. I do know, for example, that there are certain shippers, like from Has Been Hotel, or not certain shippers, but certain actors who are really uncomfortable with certain ships. For example, Angel Dust and Valentino, which is a very toxic, very bad, very abusive relationship. And when people legitimately ship it, I know Joel, the actor for Valentino, and Blake, the actor for Angel Dust, don't like it. They nix it. They don't want it. And I think in those situations, it's entirely fair to not want to be around those situations, especially in pro ship. This is an example of a pro ship. It's a problematic ship.
Oh, that's what that means.
Yep. Sorry, I only have 30 minutes and I kept talking. But in that situation, that is one where I'm fully all ahead of it. Now, an example, let's say, for example, someone from the One Piece live action who represents a character who's playing a character that was created by Oda. And let's say one of them, because I don't know of anyone who does, because they're typically pretty open with their characters and their shipping. But let's say that there's a character who said, "Hey, I don't like when this character is shipped with this other character." You are playing the character, but that doesn't necessarily mean you own the character. It is an iteration of the character, and there are different you can put it into different universes, different AUs, alternate universes, and it can exist in those. However, that doesn't mean they have to associate themselves with it, and don't put it in their face if they're uncomfortable with it. But if it's problematic, if it's something that is not good, if it's something that the creator themselves of the characters has said, "Hey, this is bad for this reason, don't do it," don't do it. But I don't know many creators who find a ship that they may just not like, but is fine overall, that say, "Don't do this." Because if you make the characters, you can have your canon. You made the characters. But if other people want to have AUs where it doesn't exist, and it's still staying healthy, and it's still staying safe, and it's still not something that is an issue morally or illegally, I don't see an issue with people continuing that. But of course, respect the creators if it's a very reasonable request, and then also respect the respect creators who are playing the characters. If they don't like the ship, don't bring them fucking gifts that have the ship on it. That's mean. That's gross.
Ugh.
Don't do that. Yeah.
All right, and so that is the end of Serenity segment. Now you have a choice. We can go back to the dice to see who goes next, but I also give you the privilege of popcorn to get should you choose.
I think we should keep it to the dice.
Okie dokie. Then here we go.
Kentucky Ducky.
Kentucky Ducky confirmed.
Okie dokie, Kentucky Ducky. Get it? The duck is in the shape of the duck. All right, that's gonna be 4. So we're learning about Canadians. It looks like so. Give me just a second to get this all set up.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers. So give me a second to just get your clock started. Alrighty. Anything you need to do to warm up, or are you good to go?
Oh god, I don't know that I can make it the full 30 minutes, and like this is a real tough act to follow, but I'll do my level best to
Hey, you know
I
what?
think you
pull
got it.
this off.
To qualify for scoring at the end, you only need to make it to 10 minutes. But if you're under 30 minutes, we have somebody that hit the finish line. So Serenity would beat you off rip. So, you know, hey, it's not always about winning. Sometimes it's about getting the message out there.
Winning.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I love you too. All right, you ready?
Ready to go.
In 3, 2, 1, you're up.
All right, folks. So let's talk a little bit about stereotypes. And one really prevalent one that I find affects me on a day-to-day basis. It's the nice Canadian stereotype. This is not... Sure, yeah, we'll help our neighbors. Yeah, of course. And, you know, there's that thing where if we go to a foreign country, if we have a Canadian flag on our bags, usually that means that we'll get treated nicer than Americans. You know, it has been known to happen. However, there is the whole thing about how Americans have co-opted wearing the Canadian badge so that people think that they're Canadian, but they're not. And that's a whole other rant that I can get on at another time. But for now, we're going to talk about the nice Canadian stereotype and the fact that we're kind, but I don't think that we're nice. I think there's a very real distinction between a nice Canadian and a kind Canadian, helping out others, being like a good person, but being nice. I don't know that we've got that in us, because there are a few notable examples. Earlier on, very earlier on in Serenity's rant, there was a mention of how, Vegeta has broken several of the Geneva Conventions. Did you know that there's a reason why those Geneva Conventions exist? Have you heard of a Chad? Have you ever heard of a Saskatoon swap? You see, during trench warfare, the Canadians took to throwing canned goods over into the enemy trenches. And they were like, yay, thank you so much for the food. And then the next thing that they threw over were grenades. The nice Canadian stereotype. It doesn't work for us. Not all the time. The Geneva Conventions exist because of Canadian soldiers, because of how zealous they were in murdering others. Not to mention the myriad of crimes that we've done against our own Indigenous peoples. That is an absolutely horrid and sordid history that we're going to need another entire rant to cover. And coming into it, we're gonna talk about the war crimes. Obviously, that goes without saying. But Canadians are nothing if not industrious, sly, and petty. Industrious in that there are a number of inventions that can be attributed to Canada. Alexander Graham Bell's telephone, the first transatlantic phone call, was actually done in Newfoundland up on Signal Hill. Been there, great, wonderful there. But like basketball, James Naismith, Canadian. Superman, one of the two authors, was also Canadian. See, secret Canadians. Secret Canadians are among you, and you might not even know that they're Canadian. The entirety of Metropolis, based on Toronto. Superman 2, filmed in Calgary. Secret Canadians. They're everywhere. But not nice Canadians. Not nice Canadians. We're going to go in a little bit also about the war crimes, the things that we've done to our Indigenous people. Let's also talk a little bit about how petty we can be. We're going to get into a little bit of Canadian politics. In our most recent election, the Liberal Party won, and the Conservative Party leader was ousted from his riding. The problem is that in order to continue being leader of a political party, you need to at least have won a seat in a riding. So Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the Canadian Conservative Party, is currently went to a riding in Alberta, where he's certain to live. This is the riding of Battle River Crowfoot. It's blue riding, dyed blue as a small side note, blue in Canadian terms is the Conservatives, red are the Liberals. It's a whole thing. It's just kind of the opposite of what Americans would think. The current riding is the 2025 Battle River Crowfoot riding. It is Pierre Poilievre has taken the current Conservative who had won that seat previously and is going to be running in it as a by-election in order to be able to keep his leadership as a Conservative leader of Canada. However, Canadians have decided that as an act of protest, we are going to be forming what is called the longest ballot. There are currently 200 independent candidates for the riding of Battle River Crowfoot. So that way, any chance of you actually being able to find Pierre Poilievre's name on the ballot card that will be incredibly long is going to be slim to none. Canadians are petty. Canadians are petty, and we're crafty, and we're not nice. Canadians are petty, crafty, not nice, and we will find a way to make your life a living hell if you cross us. The longest ballot is actually something that is actually a long-standing part of Canadian history. It is originally it was a long time affiliated with what we call the Rhinoceros Party, which is just sort of it's just sort of a nonsense party that we have because Canada has usually about 5 major political parties. The Rhinoceros Party, they never really their whole goal is just to not win. So the longest ballot is in the 2021 federal election, there were 21 candidates. In 2022, there were 40, 48 in 2023 in Winnipeg South Centre. All of those resulted in a Liberal Party win. There was also one in Carleton, Ontario, actually, in this just past election, with 91 total names. But yes, Battle River Crowfoot is shaping up to have, I believe, as of current, there are 200 applicants, but there are 150 official names on this ballot, making it one of the longest in history for no particular reason other than the fact that fuck the Conservatives and fuck Pierre Poilievre. Pierre Poilievre has recently called to Elections Canada to say, this has to be election interference. You have to put a stop to this. And I say, of course, we can put safeguards in place. Why don't we make it so that, only people that live in the riding for maybe 2 years or more can go there? He's very cute. I know. He's getting me points. But for no other reason, Canadians are not nice. Canadians are good-hearted people, I'm sure, but I also know plenty of Canadians that are assholes. Well, look no further than the Maple MAGA movement and the fact that our Conservatives are trying to vote in Trump light on the daily basis, and how Jordan Peterson is Canadian. Drake is Canadian. These are not nice Canadians. These are not nice people. These are people that are hell-bent on bringing about inappropriateness and the hold of conservatism into a country that is with its own, not without its own sordid history. If we talk about, we can talk about the things that we've done to Indigenous people during the 60s and the 70s scoops, where the government of Canada would take children from their families and place them in residential schools with the hopes of, quote, beating the Indian out of the child. We can talk about John A. Macdonald, who is a prime minister and the most racist piece of shit that you will ever encounter on the face of the planet. How that was his idea, and he was our first prime minister. Our first prime minister was intent on destroying the Indigenous peoples of Canada, destroying their culture, destroying their lands. Canadians are not nice. At the very least, not all Canadians are very nice. And that's my time.
You ate.
Okay.
I know it wasn't the full 30 minutes, but that's what I got.
It was impactful.
Okay. I started to get worried around WarCrimes, but nah, you land.
We gotta land the plane somewhere.
Alrighty. Now, this is where we ask questions that we might have about the participants' rants. Are there any questions from the panel? Yes. Let's go with Joy.
Okay. So, as a Canadian yourself who has experienced the joys of the US, I just want to know if you got to swap the nationality, like make one Canadian American and make one American Canadian, who are you swapping?
Ooh, who am I swapping to make a Canadian American and an American Canadian?
Mhm.
I'm gonna swap Jordan Peterson for Bill Nye.
You can
We're
have
taking him.
You can have him.
Yeah,
Serenity.
that was your chance to make me Canadian. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
mean,
Yeah.
I still can.
No, I'm just kidding.
Still
Serenity, you're up.
Are you okay?
Maybe.
That was a really honest answer.
There is a secret Canadian American exchange program. Yes, AJ.
Not the science guy. Grave has a question for you, which is, would you consider yourself nice, kind, or neither?
I consider myself kind, not nice.
Can confirm.
I am a representative Canadian, and yes, I would consider myself kind, but not nice.
Yes, Serenity.
Because my other question was small.
Mhm.
Who is your favorite Canadian? And you can't say yourself.
Favorite Canadian. My favorite Canadian. There's a few. I've got a list. I've got a list of favorite Canadians. I think one of my favorite Canadians is Wab Kinew. Wab Kinew is an Indigenous actor. He's also the premier of the province of Manitoba, and they're probably going to be the first province, if they're lucky, they're probably going to be the first province to implement UBI. I really love what Wab's doing. He's absolutely fantastic, and just from what I can tell, a wonderful human being. My other favorite Canadian is environmentalist David Suzuki. Also, I hate that we live in a world where we broke David Suzuki. That's another rant entirely. David Suzuki spent his entire life teaching us about the beauties of the world through a television program called The Nature of Things with David Suzuki. And he is currently going through a crash out right now because we've set the world on fucking fire. And he's spent his entire life, from the time he was a young boy who was placed in a Japanese internment camp and was able to get out after the Canadian government finally decided that Japanese people weren't a threat. Another terrible idea of terrible Canadians. He's spent his entire life trying to teach people about the beauties of the natural world and why it should be protected and defended, and is currently crashing out over the fact that we have set the world on fire, and there's the chances of us coming back from that are 0 to none. Yes.
I have a question.
Questions?
Have you ever watched the cartoon show Forget About It?
I have not watched the cartoon show Forget About It.
Okay, for relevance sake, because also, dear God, I think a palate cleanser is necessary at this point. Forget About It is a wonderful fish out of water story where American New York mafiosos have to go under witness protection to Saskatchewan, Regina, or Regina, Saskatchewan. Not quite sure how that works.
Regina
I don't get
is the
Regina.
city. Saskatchewan is the province.
I'm learning.
City state.
It's a wonderful, and the only cultural attaché they have is a Canadian Mountie that's meant to be their protector while these idiot Goombas keep fucking up hiding in Canada. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it, and please do let me know how accurate it is. Of course, being a cartoon, probably a little hyperbolic. How accurate it is to the state of affairs in Canada.
All right, thank you. I will. I'll add that to my recommended watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fluffy, the answer to this thing called curling is why is ask the Scots. It's not actually our sport.
That's true. That's true, though. It's a Scottish event, not Canadian. But the Canadians perfected it, though. I'll give you that much.
It's like you were summoned
Yeah.
into that accent. It was perfect.
Regina's official slogan
didn't
is
know?
wild. The official slogan of Regina is the town that rhymes with fun.
The town that rhymes with fun.
Wow.
Wait, I want to go there, actually.
We
I've
are
been there.
we are
It is
moving
the town that
on.
rhymes with fun.
to participant number 3, we're going to roll to see who that is. Actually, it'd be more. Well, let's do it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is 2. So 1, 2 is PJ.
All right, give me 1 minute. I have to get ready for my rant.
Oh shit!
Jeez, there's a whole visual presentation to this. There's a few.
How's everyone doing? Are we having fun yet?
Yeah.
I mean, is Noir ranting this episode? Nah, you guys don't get to see me rant.
Yeah, let me know when when the timer's going, because I'm ready.
Oh, we're doing it like that. Okay, well hold on. Let's
Oh no,
see you.
let's not go from my
All
screen.
right. We're going to start on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh, boo! Cheating!
Okay.
Sup, fuckers? Let's have a conversation about anime.
Terps off, boys. Let's go.
Yeah,
Oh,
darts
I
off,
did that.
boys. Let's
We
go.
played.
So, year's fucking 2007, and Japan gave us the best goddamn gift since the robot. Yeah, open them up, boys. Let's have a talk. Now, I want you to know full fucking now, boys spelled with an I. Every single motherfucker here, you're in this conversation. I don't care what swing between your legs. You're a fucking man right now. Let's fucking talk. Dynamax, soon to be called Studio Trigger, give us a fucking piece of art, and it's called Gurren Lagann. I don't care what your emphasis on your syllable meets. This thing was fucking poetry, and if you don't agree, well, I have eight amazing notes why this is the best goddamn anime that's ever happened, not only for us men of any gender, but to anime as a fucking whole. So if you're ready to look at my nipples for about 30 minutes, we're gonna get into this bitch. Pull up a beverage, too. Talking's better when you're not sober. Now, my therapist said that. Now, let's get into it. Number 1 about Gurren Lagann. Now, with any time there's a PJ rant, you can expect 3 things. I call them the Paul Levesque or the Triple H. The Triple H here is history, hot takes, and, of course, heavy running sentences. So there's no commas, no periods, all breaks, no stops. Let's fucking go. So first things first. Healthy masculinity. Now, I'm going to talk about this right now. Obviously, tits out, so we're talking about masculinity. What you need to understand about Gurren Lagann, right? What we got to strap the fuck in on when it comes to Gurren Lagann is that this is peak. This, my warriors, riders, healers, and heroes, this is fucking peak masculinity. And I'm not just talking for the boys. Have you seen Yoko? Yoko is an absolute fucking bro by the end of this. We love Yoko. She's granted, they did her dirty on the Dynamax things, but hear me out though. She's rocking a full suit and tie better than any of the dudes are. We're gonna get there. Healthy masculinity. First things first, let's take a look at Kamina. That's right. The one who believes in you. The dude with the fucked up pointy sunglasses that made Squirtle look like shit. This guy showed up underground. Now, for those you don't know the Gurren Lagann story, let's start at the very fucking beginning. You see, a long time ago, this squirrely-eyed little fuck named the Spiral King, or the Helix King if you get the wrong translation, it's wrong. This guy decides he's going to put beastmen all over the planet, driving all of humanity deep down underground, where they have lived in suffering for quite a while. They need to get out. How do they do that? I don't know. But somewhere in this one town, there's a little dude named, okay, personally, I want to call him Simon, but it's not. It's Simone. It's like Limone, but with an S. Simon the Digger. This dude loves a little hand crank. And man, he can crank it. He cranks it so hard, he goes all the way down, finds a treasure, gets out. He does it all the time. This kid is great. Now, Kamina. I'm going to say it one more time. Kamina is one of the elders of the village, a young man, I guess you could say, about 16, 18 years old, who sees suffering. He sees darkness. He sees a village chief with nothing more than no authority, no identity, but a loud voice and a sharp stick. And Kamina says, no, I don't like that. Your authority, meaningless. Who you are, weak, pointless. There's no spineless as a chocolate eclair. I need a role model. I'm a young man with no family. Mom, dad, conveniently dead. I need someone to look to and see myself. See the me that I want to be. To see the me that believes in me. He didn't have that. So what did he do? He fucking did it himself. That's right. Pour one out for the OG. And if you know, you know. Because Kamina said, to be a man, I got to show myself what that means. And when I know what that means for me, every little young boy here is going to know that they deserve better. Every other young warrior, writer, healer, hero, doesn't matter what their gender is, they're going to know they deserve better. And they need a sky. They need the fucking sky. One more time. No ceilings, no roofs, just the moon and all the frickin' stars they can find. That was his dream. That was his red-blooded passion. That was his beginning to his journey on healthy masculinity. It was not abiding by the false images and idols of masculine authority around him. Your Andrew Tates, your Jordan Petersons. No, he was like, I'm going to find a real fucking man. And if I can't, I'm going to be him. I'm going to make him. And he does. He does so strongly that he becomes public enemy number one. Because sometimes to be the best version of you, you have to burn down a little authority. You got to rebel a little bit. And Kamina was nothing but a rebel. And he sees, and this is what makes him really beautiful. He sees Simon the Digger. Simone the Digger. And he's like, this kid is the future. I'm not the future. This kid is. And he sees it from the minute that this young man goes, everything I want is through my passion. It's through the drilling. It's in the dirt. It's all around me. It's everything I can make, I can grab, I can hold. That's mine. That was Simon or Simone. And Kamina saw that. And he's like, this kid is going everywhere, but he doesn't know it yet. He doesn't believe in himself. I need to show him what it means to be a goddamn man and a boy with the eye. Everyone drink. Now, that being said, what do? Well, if you've seen the episode, you know they bust out. Spoilers. But busting out, getting to the new world, the real world, that is just the beginning of his healthy masculine journey. He is tested time and time again about what he thinks it means to be a man. And he is constantly either rising to the occasion or admitting he's wrong and learning and changing and growing. And I think that is what is so vital about Kamina's journey, about Kamina's masculinity, about Gurren Lagann as a masculine story. You are not a good man because you are a man. You are a good man because you are good. And I think that is the thing. Every time he is wrong or told, hey, I don't find it respectful, he changes. The beginning, when he first meets Yoko, right? When he first meets Yoko, he's like, first of all, he has not seen a girl in a bikini and short shorts his entire life. So, of course, understandably, he's a little bit rude. This is not okay. This is not acceptable. Yoko calls him out on it. And like a fucking man, he takes his correction. He takes his licking and he goes, you're right. And he starts changing how he talks to Yoko immediately throughout. In the translations, yeah, sure, he's going to be a little like, I'm a man. But like he is, when someone corrects him, he takes it, he sits with it, he internalizes the lesson, and he changes what it means to be a man based on how his manhood affects people around him. That's not meaning he's people-pleasing. He's not losing his sense of self. He is understanding that to be a person, to be a man, to be any gender, to be any person with ambition, presence, a heart and soul means that you are going to have an impact on those you care about. And you are defined by your own power to care and protect for them, with them, together. And if what you are doing is not in service of that, well, then it has to be thrown away. It has to be changed. It has to be made into something that is sustainable. And that is Kamina. Keep your manhood to yourself. Exactly. Unless requested by someone else for them to But that's a consent conversation, which we can get into, but that's not right now. Anyway, so he has healthy masculinity. Kamina has healthy masculinity, not because he is perfect, but because he grows. He takes on the lessons of everyone around him. A great example of this. Let's talk about Liran for a goddamn second. Who here knows Liran? A true icon, a true queen. Served 8, no crumbs left. Liran, I think, is one of the few instances I've seen of a gay character in anime, especially in early 2Ks where things were a little cringe, that his homosexuality was never a punchline. His homosexuality was never dangerous, predatorial, threatening. He was a brilliant man of science. He was a brilliant engineer, designer. That man knew everything going on around him better than anyone else did. And at first, Kamina is threatened by seeing a masculine man who is very much not in his perspective of masculinity. It only takes one conversation. Liran flirts with him. He jokes with him. He challenges him. And then Kamina goes, "You're right. You are whatever you say you are. And that means I will fight for whatever you say you are." Like from the get-go, Kamina gets on that pivot. And Liran spends the rest of the show being an absolute fucking queen when it comes to saving the world. And if you don't know, please go ahead. Go check it out. It's fucking fantastic. Now, I want to say about my credentials. Why do I know so much about Gurren Lagann? I'm so glad you asked. Because I marathoned it all in one day last week. I am so fucking fresh from the minefield, my bro. It's like, hey, do you know anime? Do I know anime? I am anime. I ate it. Now, I want to say this. I did start off by telling you that this is better than your anime and your anime sucks. Now, I understand that's offensive. And I'm learning and I'm pivoting. What you like is special. What you like matters. You need to believe in the you that loves what you love. And I'm here to protect that. But I'm also here to challenge you a little bit. Yes, Free Run's great. Yes, Alchemy Diaries, wonderful. I'm not 20 Productions official in the chat, by the way. You've been talking to me the whole time. And now here I am without a shirt. So I'm sorry for nothing. So now we're going to talk about, not only is this a beautiful story about masculinity, and not just in Kamina, but also how this is a great overall anime. Now, I did say, I talk about the H word, which is history. Let's talk about Japanese masculinity for a little bit. Now, I'm not going to go into huge details on this because I don't have a doctorate. I'm not Japanese. I don't have any of that lived experience. But you can see a very interesting trend in the idea of Japanese identity masculinity post-World War II, specifically post the bombings that we as Americans suffered upon the Japanese imperial citizenry between the years of 1940 towards the end of the war. There was such a resurgence, a finding oneself for the entire Japanese zeitgeist. They had seen devastation in their own country, let alone what the American counterparts have experienced, the likes of which had not been seen in their lifetime. The closest to this, probably the divine winds that saved, I believe it was the Japanese coast, from a Chinese-Korean counter-insurgents, thus giving to the kamikaze the divine wind, the idea that God themselves came down to protect them with this wind. That was the last time they've seen such devastation. This was more than that. They experienced the sun opening upon them, the land of the rising sun themselves. Their empire, their emperor, oh, I made a mess. Oh, I'll clean it up later. The emperor, who they were forced to revere as a god, proved that he was as few, what's what I'm looking for? Proved that he was as vulnerable, human as all of them. That he was not the god emperor that they had been told to worship. Their culture had now succumbed to the violence of the West when they've already survived multiple Western incursions into their cultural zeitgeist. We all know about the industrialization. We all know about the Meiji rebellions. We all know about the constant rebellions going on there. Who are we now is the question they have to ask themselves. And they are stuck in an identity crisis. To this, they look to where anyone would do when their identity is threatened. They look to local examples, like Kamina. Authority failed him, and he became the authority himself. So the Japanese people looked to gangsters, the Yakuza, the city dwellers, whereas the country folk had lost their land. The city dwellers, the rising Yakuza, had not lost anything at all. And that's where you get the Japanese trope of the wild-blooded, the city tough, the that voice, that epitome is the Japanese city tough, the wild-blooded youth, the mobster. And that youth part is way more specific because this pops up a ton in Gurren Lagann. And this is just kind of an interesting story I want to put out there because my shirt's off and I've had a beer. There's also a crazy rebellion that happened in the 60s where a PE coach took all of his boys through years of shirtless bodybuilding and like sword sparring in the backyard. And then he got all of his hot, sweaty young boys and himself to go attack the Imperial Palace, and the revolution was knocked down. It was like somewhere in the 60s. It was crazy. It was crazy. This happened. This is wild. But anyway, I digress. Going back to why this anime is so great and why I think it can really give an example to a lot of other animes in the world. Oh, halfway there, buddy. I'm just getting started. This show shows. It doesn't tell. That's something I love about this, is that like every time there's something happening, you see it. And it shows it so masterfully. You don't have to guess. You're watching it happen in real time. You're seeing, hey, what's happening? What's this journey? Bam, it's immediate. Bam, it's this. It's this feeling. It's that feeling. And I feel like a lot of modern anime falls into this problem of like, they have to take 5 minutes to tell you everything. And that's great. It's beautiful. Please give us information. Your job is to give us data. But sometimes they get so stuck in that data processing that we're losing precious artistry. We're losing precious cultural exchange on what is actually happening. For consideration, Jujutsu Kaisen. When someone opens up a domain, sacred treasure, whatever, they have to tell you everything that's about to happen. They have to explain it, and I get it. They have some crazy-ass powers. But this could have been an email. This anime could have been an email. Give me the journey. Give me the excitement. Is it what? Domain's expanding? Oh my God, my pants are expanding. What's happening? I'm excited. It's like, oh, well, here's a 13-minute diatribe. No! What a diatribe. Show me. Another great example, Hunter x Hunter. In the manga, if you read the manga, it got to the point where the writer was so focused on getting the data across that eventually he would just write pages of dialogue and not do any cartoons. He was telling you everything, showing you nothing. And that's fine. Again, give us the data. But at some point, this is not a show. This is just an audio drama, a book, a pamphlet. And that's also valid, but just do that. So I think this is something we can learn from a lot of animes with Gurren Lagann. Show me the journey. Show me the emotional stake. Show me the problems. Don't tell me what's happening. Like, again, every time Simone gets a new part, they don't explain it. You just see him in real time using his will to change the robots around him, to change things around him. And that's how we see it. That's how we learn it. We learn more faces means something's more powerful. Why? Because every time he fights a more and more powerful creature, they have more faces. In fact, I think at one point, there's even a whole bit where it's like, more faces equals more power. They don't have to say it. They have a drawing in the world of that. We learn immediately what that means. Great way of saying show, don't tell. By the way, I will periodically pop my pecs to make sure you are still listening to me. So how are we doing? We still paying attention, everyone? Cool. All right. Next up, every episode is necessary. All bangers, no skips. This thing has 27 episodes. 27. We tried to have a conversation. Which one could you actually skip in this anime? Not a single one. And you know why? Because they all pay off to something else. They are all vital to the journey of these core characters. Our girl Yoko, our boy Yoko out there becoming a teacher at one point, spoilers. And even though it's like, in theory, the only like filler episode, everything about that episode that we could just throw away comes back. It comes back for a huge payoff to talk about the growth of Yoko and who she's been on this journey, what her identity means, what her being a teacher is, all these things. Now, that being said, and I don't want to spoil this for you. If you've seen Gurren Lagann, you know what I'm talking about. Episode 8. Episode 8 is the biggest rug pull of all time. And unfortunately, where some journeys have to come to an end. And I'm not going to spoil that, but let me tell you how brave it is for this show to be like, you like that? Yeah. Fuck you, that's the warm-up. And then you go on a whole other journey. Imagine, okay, I'm gonna spoil it a little bit. Imagine Naruto, and they fucking murk Naruto, but the show's still goddamn called Naruto. It wouldn't make any sense. What's there left? Because it's the journey of Naruto. It's the, like, could you imagine, Serenity, could you imagine if it's Naruto and the whole show of Naruto is just Sasuke and Sakura talking about him crying, killing Orochimaru, and being bad together? I mean, being absolutely like, why did the writer put you together? You're so gross. That would be kind of weird, right?
Oh, that'd be fucking terrible. But also you picked the two worst characters in the show. So.
Exactly. But that's the best part about Gurren Lagann. There are no worst characters in that show. Every character slaps. All bangers, no skips. All bangers, no skips. Gurren Lagann, 27 episodes of pure fucking brilliance, baby. Now, I think it should be said, as anime fans, jiggle, 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 jiggle. Listen, I said the words, jiggle. Listen, anime fans, jiggle, jiggle. Have your attention. Are we good? I said the thing, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Okay, cool. As anime fans, we love power scaling, right? How many times have we heard Goku versus Sailor Moon? By the way, hot take, Sailor Moon would actually fucking stomp Goku. That's a different conversation for later. But I want you to imagine what it means for power scaling when your main character can literally rewrite reality infinity, experience them all in real time, change them in real time. He dies because he lets himself, not because he loses. No. Do you know why? His power is so good because he believes in the him that believes in him. God damn it, boys, take a drink. As we must all believe in ourselves. And if we can't believe in ourselves, the only thing we are left to do is believe in the version of us that believes in us. What else do we have besides ourselves and our brothers and sisters and non-binary twisters? What else do we have? We must come together to believe in ourselves. And together we can achieve the impossible. Ours is a spiral that will make heaven and tomorrow. Because God damn it, we have the will. We have the community. We have the way. Let nothing stop us. Now, the last two notes I'll say are this. One, as archetypes are lovingly used in a lot of anime media, I can safely say that despite there being a dash of archetypal use in Gurren Lagann, it is not the end-all. It is not even the be-all. It is the start-all. It is the bait and the twist. Oh, you thought Kamino was going to be the hot-blooded youth archetype. Oh, you thought? Oh, you fucking thought? Guess what? Episode 8, bitch. Nah, he's the hero you didn't know that you needed to feel a little pain from. You know, sometimes you're like, no, that's okay. Crying is part of the man's journey, and I have to get okay with that. And
No.
We lost him.
I was
At
on
the
that.
very end.
Oh, okay, now we're back.
Okay.
All right, okay. Good. All right. We are not done yet. Okay. I, PJ, in real time, watched this movie. I cried full of tears on my face 3 times about the narrative, the journey, the people, the stakes. God, it was so good. Every single character is complex. Look at our boy, Rocio. He's so Chinese coded, but he's like, Rocio! The dude goes through such a crazy journey, going from a guy who barely survived a cult to becoming the prime minister of the fucking world. He has to make the calls no one likes. He's got to tell his hot-blooded youth friends to shut the fuck up. He's got to do shit. But then it becomes this awesome, like, who are you really between him and fucking Simone and the spirit of Kamina? Spoilers. The spirit of Kamina? Listen to me. The spirit of Kamina, motherfuckers? It's the world's spirit. It's so good. All right, have you not seen this? Show me an anime besides this. Besides, like, oh, Scar killed a bunch of people and I got sad. Of course you did. That was tragic. But you tell me one where they did bad shit, looked each other in the eyes as boys, as BOI boys, and said, this sucks, but we're gonna get through it. That's fucking beautiful to me. What's up?
One Piece.
Oh, I will get to that later. I will take any questions, but not my shirt on. Anyway, so and now last but not least, I think the thing that we need to take from this, besides the fact of like beautiful character growth, perfect executions, is that they had a dream, a vision, a message. And they locked in on that so clearly. Now, yes, we can give them the benefit of the doubt that when you only have 27 episodes and a lot of free time, you're going to make it perfect. But maybe that's what we all deserve. Maybe that's the anime that the version of us who loves anime should watch. Maybe that's the drill, right? They had an idea about growth, exponential growth, about the spirit of humanity and will and masculinity of all genders, what we can achieve if we work together, if we strip away all bullshit and we just stop depressing ourselves, stop anxieting ourselves, stop separating ourselves, and we all just spiral out together. In 7 years, they build utopia. In 7 days, they build an armada. In 7 hours, they build a mech. And in 7 minutes, they build a brotherhood that will defy the cosmos. Just imagine what you can do with such obvious, clear vision of growth. That's what this anime is telling you. It's not about friendship is magic. No, it's not. Chronomancy is magic. Friendship is just what happens with you and your boys. But you can make magic when you and your boys go, let's make magic. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Magic, okay? I got you. I got you. Okay. All right. So the clear and locked in message and theme delivers with such a focused execution that is so clear and beautiful, and you don't even know you're experiencing it until all of a sudden you're seeing their message. The breadcrumbs are connecting. By the very end, episode 27, when it's midnight 30 and you've had a few Modelo's and you're crying with your boys, BOIS, baby, that's when you realize that what you've witnessed was popular for a reason, that people were cosplaying Kamina and Simone for a reason, that people wanted to step in the fiery blood of these young people for a reason, because they were being shown a beautiful story about a life that they all needed, a zeitgeist that they need to reconnect with, a world where after 2 towers fall in New York, where the entire countryside of Eastern Japan is a fireball, in a world where love is dorky and power is intelligence, in a world where leadership is cruel and the people suffer, in a world like ours, what we need is a goddamned, fiery, passionate youth that will fight authority, burn it down, find the unending will and creativity of the next generation, get out of its fucking way, and build goddamn tomorrow so clearly that not even goddamn cosmos can stop our heaven. Anime needs to reconnect with that. Anime needs to relearn that. It's not about 500 filler episodes in a movie. It's not about toys and cards and cute little creatures. It's about a message. It's about inspiration. It's about the fire of fucking youth. That's why your anime could be better. And that's why we deserve better. Believe in the us that believes in what we deserve. And that's my fucking story, ladies and gentlemen. How much more time do I have?
You had 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
Okay, cool. So, in the next 2 minutes, 38 minutes, let me tell you about Yoko. Yoko's a fucking bomb. She's amazing. She's great. Her journey, oh my God. She starts off as like, oh, I am ridiculous fan service. And yes, she is. But also, she knows what she's about. She's a bitch with a cannon, and bitches love cannons. And she shoots that fucking gun like a surgeon. She is great. She never gets into robots, but she's like, it's okay. The robots need me. Every time I pull this trigger, I save their fucking life. It's tremendous. And as she's growing, she is realizing that all the feelings she had in her girlhood were fine and valid and beautiful, but she doesn't need those anymore. She's growing up. She's maturing. She's challenging herself. She's the hero that made the new world. But who is Yoko? A teacher? A mentor? Also, she looks damn good in a suit and tie, and she rocks it like a G, because she's like, Jenner doesn't need to be assigned to me. I assign Jenner. Like, nah, get me today. This is mine. 2007, motherfuckers. Groundbreaking. Hot take. Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
It's the last.
How much more time do I have left? How much more?
I'll 32 seconds left.
Left? Okay. Okay, here we go. Jesus. hate it when I ramp up and I end perfectly, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta keep going.
You can tap.
So, nah, fuck it, I don't tap. I'll break my arm in this. Oh, also, have you seen? Okay, there's a thing. It's called a pig mole. It's a cute little creature in this world, and they have one called Buta. And Buta, or Butra, depending on the translation, best boy. We love Buta. But Buta, no D in that. He's like a little creature that stores the willpower of these two, and it becomes really clutch in the end. But since I have 1 minute left to put my stamp on it, I will put my stamp on it. Thusly, again, in a world where violence and failure constantly drag us down every fucking day, how about we all just stand up together? Just stand up together. Stand together. Flash your gams.
Wait, what's happening?
Beautiful legs. Flash your legs. And say we're not afraid. We're not afraid of deserving better. We're not afraid of making it together. Join me. Take off your shirts. Get drunk. Let's go fight God. Danny's parking lot. Let's go fight God as the spiral is intended.
And that is time. So, everybody.
I hope something in that was entertaining. I really genuinely do. This is so sweaty. This was behind my bare back.
It's why I picked
so-
30 minutes, because it is an endurance trial. Like, 30 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're in it, it's like, ooh.
Or it's not enough.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lord
Hey, if you're
Christ.
drink with me and crying with me and talking anime with me, fuck it. We'll take an hour and a half.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So far, Fox apologizes for Canada not being nice enough. Serenity talked about their kink, and PJ tried bribing the judges with free nips. The goal was open, Joy.
What do you want me to do? What do you guys think I can do? You know what? Actually, one offer. I win this, I jiggle them on Maine.
No, please. No, God.
Join me. Join me. Find freedom. Believe in the you that believes in the jiggle.
Passion is mandatory. Clothing is optional.
Dude, I've been
Thanks
flexing
for
this whole
crazy.
time. I'm flexing with you, but you can't see it very well.
No. Like, Serenity, I can feel you. I can feel the jiggle from across the room.
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
it together.
Okay, so now we're on the part of the show.
Jiggle. Chat, should I put my shirt back on, or are we just gonna ride it bareback, like bare chest? What are we doing?
We are not riding anything bareback on Twitch.
No, okay.
All right. So, this is the part
So glad
where
I did chest day yesterday.
This is where panelists can ask. The panelists and the audience, please highlight your questions. Can ask questions about the previous rant. So,
I have a question. How jiggle?
God
Oh, right. So, as you said, jiggle.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I
think actually AJ has a question for me in chat.
have you gotten out of your daze?
No, don't ask me the color of anything. And PJ, ain't nobody care about the movie. What was you talking about? Odyssey?
Look, if I can't win you with this, I'm gonna win you with this. So,
Yeah, I'll watch Oppenheimer or whatever the fuck you said.
I love it. Just like, yeah, okay, cool anime.
Sorry about your loss, or congratulations, or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, also, you know how mad I am? Like, it wasn't the tits that got me, but you saying jingle, jingle, jingle made me look up, and that pissed me off. Because, like, not actually, it was really funny. But I was sitting there listening, and I'm just like, okay, getting the points, and then jingle, 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 huh? Fuck. You got
There
me.
was a section where my mouth was just open. Like, I don't know what happened. I was lost.
AJ, clip it. AJ, clip whatever that was.
Clip it.
That was.
Send it to me. Clip it.
You know,
Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. I'm seeing PJ about to show hole. Oh my god.
you know, when I came up with the concept of this show, I was just like, you know, we're gonna learn a lot from each other. We're gonna have fun little rants. I imagined how the premiere of this show would go 100 times over now. I felt bad for having to push back the start of it. This is a show that's happening because the community reached a sub goal. And I can tell you, I did not imagine this. There's about 2 times more nipples in WarCrimes.
That's the name of the episode. Nipples and War Crimes. Put it on YouTube.
I mean, 2 times is not bad, honestly, if you think about it.
Yeah.
There is another question.
What about
hold
One
on.
Piece? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. All right. What about One Piece? I think PJ showing One Piece is too as violation. Okay. So,
I'm waiting.
all right. No. I think that's great. So, I would love to talk with you a bit more about this over some drinks. Would you like to come out to California sometime and I'll pay for dinner? All right. But also, I love a lot of One Piece's journey in masculinity as well as identity, everything else going along with it. Because yes, I think One Piece is at its strongest when it is an anti-establishment, anti-military rebellion story. They are pirates. They are not here to kiss your ass and make you feel good. They are here to fight, to disrupt tyranny, to overthrow oppressive regimes. That's what they are there for. And what I love is that the freedom, the biggest metaphor, eventually we get to it, for almost 20 years of the show, is that the freedom is not in the violence. The freedom is in the whimsy. When, I'm blanking on Rubber Boy's name. When Luffy finally realizes that the orb, Luffy, thank you. Thank you for the correction. Like a real man, I'll sit here and take it.
I'm only singing out of love because I'm like,
No. Correct me. You can't come after me, internet. They already did it for you. You can't come after me. So what I love about that is like, yeah, it's taken a while, but like the gum fruit was actually an imagination fruit. It was from what I've heard in like in a recent like amazing essay about it, was like it was always his imagination. He was stretching because that's kind of what he thought his body was supposed to do, because of when I'm gonna butcher his name, the guy he originally worked with, Shanks? No, so many names. Anyway, so he grabbed his arm and he kept walking, and so he thought the only reason why that's the case is because it's the gum fruit. I'm supposed to do that. No. Anything he can imagine, anything his will inspires. That's why he's now that sun god, the vision of the future, the vision of creativity and whimsy. Whimsy is the rebellion, but you have people like Zoro who has the strength to protect that whimsy. You have people like I'm trying to think of all the fucking characters. They are all there to give the strength and community necessary to protect the whimsy that we need to further the rebellion. When we are tired, they win, and it is between all of them that they are able to continue. Now, I would have liked the story when it, 20 years ago wrap up, but we got there.
It started 20 years ago.
I know.
And it's still...
It didn't need 1,000 episodes.
Dinner and then I'm fighting you is what we're saying.
Okay, fine. But I'll be shirtless in a Denny's parking lot like a real man.
You think I'm afraid of that? I'm going to get kicked off of Twitch if I do it.
That brings us to...
Male privilege. Male privilege. Look at me go.
That brings us to our last participant. This particular participant, Joy, brought in what we call a petty PowerPoint on this show. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get you all set up there. Boop, boop. That's the wrong person.
You can show him for mine.
I mean, I was gonna put my shirt back on, but I can just leave it off.
Let's see. How would you like this to be displayed? This.
Like this is fine.
This. Oh, okay. I'll go back to this.
Yeah, the first one.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get the timer going. You need to do anything to warm up?
No.
All right. Then in this case, you are good to go in 3, 2, 1. You're up.
All right. So the title of my presentation, because I'm doing this in more of a lecture format, just for structure purposes,
Might want to
is
raise your
called
gain a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Awesome. So the title of this is The Disposable Black Girlfriend Trope and How to Dispose of It. But before I go any further, I kind of want to explain to you why this is a topic that I'm so passionate about. Obviously, I am Black and woman coded, but I do have more of a personal connection to it. And I think for this, I'm even willing to drop my normal stage persona and veneer of like, haha, I'm the hot girl and nothing bothers me. All right. So for this, I'm going to tell you a bit of a personal anecdote, and then we'll get into it for story's sake. So 2 summers ago, I'm dating a man, non-Black, and I literally go to Vegas with this man on date 2. I meet his family. I'm like, oh my God, I like him, and he really likes me. And I believe that because he told me so. But then one day we go to a music festival, and I do the very brave thing of asking, hey, can we like make this official? And he tells me very reasonably, of course, no, my mother said to never settle with a Black girl. And you may be thinking, oh, that's horrible. That is so sad. Joy, you must have been heartbroken. But unfortunately, in that moment, I wasn't heartbroken. I was resigned. My knee jerk instinct was to go, I get it. I understand. Not because I didn't have self esteem, but because throughout my life in various form of media, it's kind of been displayed to me that Black women aren't as desirable as our other counterparts. And it's something that, even though deep inside I know I'm worth everything, I'm super hot, cool, fun, and talented and smart, I mean, I can't argue with what has been fed to me all my life through different forms of media. So that's what we're talking about today, the types of media that are out there and portray Black women a certain way. Can I get the next slide? All right. So I'm using the term the disposable Black girlfriend trope, but you might not have heard of it before. So I'm going to define it for you now. I'm using the definition from fanlore.org, and I'll kind of expand on that myself. Per fanlore.org, the disposable Black girlfriend refers to a prevalent trope in which Black female characters disproportionately often serve as temporary love interests, only to be passed over in favor of the one true love, a white love interest. Fanlore says that sometimes it's a love interest who is a non-Black person of color, but I'll tell you, in my 26 years of life, I haven't necessarily seen that one. And I will actually add an addendum of my own. While the name of the trope is the disposable Black girlfriend trope, I would argue occasionally it does happen to Black men as well. My favorite example of this is Finn from the more recent Star Wars trilogy. He was propped up to very obviously be a love interest for Rey, but of course he gets shelved in shipping fandom. And I think even in canon, there's a bit of Reylo nonsense happening, even when at the beginning we can all see that Finn had some chemistry with Rey too. But this isn't about Black men today. This is about Black women. And more importantly, it's about me. So let's continue. You might be asking yourself, okay, Joy, why does this matter? Relationships in life, like people break up, people get dumped, people of all ethnicities, races, backgrounds, everyone, gets shelved sometimes. Every relationship can't be endgame. So why is it that this is a big issue? Joy, are you saying that, being a Black woman means that you're the best girlfriend and you should never be dumped, and in fact you should always be endgame, and that everyone's true love is a Black woman? Yes, I am saying that. Not in this particular presentation, it's just something I believe. So in regards to this presentation, no, I'm not saying that, and you interpreting this as me saying that is actually a bad faith reading of what I'm saying. What's wrong with you? Apologize to me right now. That was rude. But anyway, as to why it matters in terms of the presentation, number one, obviously, this pushes misogynoir as a concept, an ideal, and something that our society has kind of accepted as normal. It insinuates that Black women aren't exactly. Thank you. Apologize right now. It insinuates that Black women aren't worth loving, that Black women aren't good enough, that a Black woman isn't something that you should strive to, lust over, ideal, romanticize, or want. It's the idea that being with a Black woman is simply a step towards your actual goal, what you really want, the relationship that you really deserve. Because I mean, who wants to end up with a Black woman? That's bad. That's anti-Black for one thing, but I mean, just generally, it's not true. I know tons of beautiful Black women. I know tons of Black women that you should want to be in a relationship with. Angela Bassett. I know tons of Black women that I think would make good wives, mothers, girlfriends, partners. Black women are out there. They're lovely. They're queens. And I think we should all strive to look at them and listen when they talk. So, like I said, you should be listening to me. This is about me right now. The second reason that this kind of sucks as a trope, it's bad writing. I think when you want to write compelling romances, you want to do it without having your audience have a preconceived notion. Any compelling, what's it called, love triangle is one in which it's plausible for the main love interest to be with either of her two love rivals. You know, Bella could have been with Jacob and she could have been with Edward. Both of them are supernatural creatures. Both of them had their own problems. And for whatever reason, both of them loved her. I still haven't figured that out after years of being a Twilight fan, but I digress. It sets up this kind of understanding amongst audiences that if they see their protagonist, if they see their main character dating a Black woman, that they should just assume that that's not going to be endgame. That leaves absolutely no room for stakes. That leaves no room for, I mean, shipping, because why bother writing fanfic about the character getting with the Black girl if you just know it's not going to be endgame? It leaves us as audience members watching and kind of already being able to predict the ending. He's never going to end up with a Black girl because they never do. And then my third reason, and my most important in my opinion, is that Black girls see this nonsense. They see this, they watch it, and be very mindful about the fact that I use the word girls here and not women. Black girls deserve what every other little girl deserves in this world, I believe. I think that every Black girl should be able to see herself on screen, and she should be able to see herself as the princess who gets taken on a white horse with the prince to the castle at the end of the movie. Every Black girl should be able to sit and fantasize about being the reporter that Superman flies away with. She should be able to look at that and go, I am worth that. I'm worth romance. I am worth kindness and gentleness, because that is going to inform how she exists for the rest of her life. When a guy dumps her at an EDM music festival because she's Black, she deserves to be able to have in her mind and in her heart the idea that she deserved better than that. Next slide. So now you know what the trope is and you know why it's bad, but you're left now with the question, okay, how do I identify it? What does this trope look like? Have I seen it before? And my answer is absolutely. Yeah, you have. In fact, you've seen it a lot. And I know you have. And I've even put some examples for you in case you think that somehow you are immune to propaganda. And fun fact about this slide, I want to clarify that I didn't have to do extra research. This didn't take me doing a bunch of like in-depth searches. I legitimately just had to think off the top of my head about the last couple shows that I watched or were recommended to me. So for this slide, you see Mel Arcane, that's Joel Goldberg, the Netflix show, on the bottom right, The Good Place, even Friends, which is a show I didn't watch, once again, because there was no Black people in it, but don't worry about that. Invincible, and then House of the Dragon. This trope is very unfortunately everywhere. It's very common, and unfortunately, people don't talk about it. They see it for sure, and maybe they just don't know what it is. So that's why I've done this presentation, because I'm tired of being the only person burdened with seeing it. And I'm also tired of people recommending to me shows that shelve girls that look like me. I get it. I like superheroes. Isn't it so cool that in this superhero show, he's got a Black girl? I don't make me watch that. I know what they do to her. Next slide. All right. So I identified the trope for you in that last slide, but I bet you now you're wondering, okay, Joy, how do I identify it for myself? How do I call it out? How do I know that this isn't like a good example of just writing a relationship with a Black girl that doesn't work out? How do I know that this isn't just a situation in which the narrative necessitates that this couple break up? I mean, how do I know whether it's normal, good writing versus purposefully shafting, fridging, shelving, sometimes even killing a Black character just so that her white ex-boyfriend can go on and date a white girl? Well, two key things, all right? Keep it in mind when you consume media that makes you media literate, all right? First thing, framing. Is the Black character developed? Or does she serve to fill space until the real white true love shows up? And when I say developed, I mean it. Does she affect the narrative independently of her non Black partner? What are her hobbies? Do we know what she does for work? Does she have friends? Does she have family? Does she have lines when her romantic counterpart is not in the room? Is she a person or is she a placeholder or even worse, an obstacle to the end game ship? All right. And then, second thing, tokenism. Does the show lack diversity without her? Does she serve to fill a quota? Does any other character of color exist in the show? Are there any main characters of color? Do any characters of color have lines the way she has lines? I mean, is she the only Black person there? Is her entire personality, I am your Black girlfriend? Keep this in mind when you consume media. Next slide. I found this graphic, and I think it's going to really help illustrate for you not only the prevalence of this trope, but also how frequently it happens and we're able to discard it. This is the life cycle of your average disposable Black girlfriend. A Black female character enters the story. She's immediately painted as a love interest. We briefly get to celebrate. We're all so happy. We're like, yes, he did it. He's down with the swirl. I can make those swirl jokes. You guys can't. Woo. Second thing, she has little development beyond her relationship. She's here. Yeah. She's present. Absolutely. But once again, does she have hobbies? No. Does she have a job that we know about? Absolutely not. Do we know anything about her other than the fact that she's so perfect for the main character for now? No. And then the back end, she's eventually sidelined or discarded entirely. And by that, I mean, quite often, these women are written off unceremoniously, sometimes in between seasons. My favorite circumstances are the times when it's in between seasons and like he was supposedly in love with her like season 2 and then the season 3 premiere happens and then the main non-Black character that was supposedly in love with her is like, oh yeah, things didn't work out and no one cares because she was the Black girlfriend, whatever. And then her role in the story ends. In the case of Lena from House of Dragons, sometimes she frickin' let me not spoil it, but just know that it doesn't turn out well for my good sister. Next slide. So this is where this lecture that's very structured and professional so far might become a bit of a rant because Amber from Invincible is the disposable Black girlfriend final boss. And now I'm going to tell you why. And it's absolutely heinous and unacceptable. The thing is, Amber in the source material, the Invincible graphic novel, she was not Black. She was white. And so for the people adapting this into the show that we know and some of you love, I glimpsed at it, they decided for whatever reason to make her Black. And so now this is our time to do immense media analysis to try to figure out why I call her the disposable Black girlfriend final boss. Okay? Here's the thing. In the process of making her Black, we have to analyze exactly why they did that. And here's my beef, right? So with all the characters in the love triangle in the graphic novel being white, It was a conscious decision. They looked at the characters and analyzed who they were, and then they made their decision. So they looked at Amber and saw a character that was not going to end up with the protagonist that everyone was going to root for. She was, in fact, going to cause a lot of stress to Mark. She was going to be kind of a problem for him because she's his girlfriend that obviously expects a certain level of communication, honesty, and trust with her boyfriend. And so when he doesn't deliver on those things because he's doing superhero nonsense, she's going to be upset. It's going to cause tension and problems. And mind you, in shows where the superhero is a protagonist, anyone that causes tension and stress for him becomes someone the audience does not like. And then most notable third thing about her, she's not the end game. We know she's not going to end up with him. So now we know that the people adapting the show saw a woman who was going to cause problems for the main character, who's going to be disliked by the fans, and who was inevitably going to be written out of the narrative because she is not the end game. And they saw those 3 traits about her and they said, awesome, let's make her black. Why did they choose to do that? Why did they see those 3 things about her and go, yeah, that's the one in the story that we can make black? Right. And then the last thing about her, remember how I discussed tokenism? Her blackness in terms of Invincible, I'm going to just leave you with what I always tell people. Amber is drawn black, sure. She's got the nose, she's got the lips. These are things I can say because I am black. But does she have a relationship to her blackness that is something with depth and with an understanding of the culture? I, as a black woman, don't think so. First of all, she wears shoes in the house. Second of all, never seen this bitch in a bonnet. Third of all, her hair. And this is how I know that the creators made her black for tokenism and diversity and not the care for representation. Look at her hair and tell me, look me in my 2 African-American eyes and tell me you have ever seen a black woman with hair like that. What the fuck texture is that? If they cared about making a black character that was actually black, they would have given her braids. They would have given her a fro. They would have given her locks. They would have given her twists. They would have given her black hairstyles that exist. But instead, they drew whatever the fuck she's got going on. I mean, damn, if they wanted to give her a texture that was quote unquote easier to draw, say she's wearing a wig. Give us one throwaway line insinuating that she's got a wig or that she got a perm. But they didn't do that because they didn't care. She's black for a quota, and she's black because they knew that she was going to be gone soon. She is the most disposable of girlfriends. Next slide. Other notable victims of the disposable black girlfriend trope, and boy, did these haunt me. Karen Minty. She's a black character from the television show You. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, essentially, in the show You, the protagonist, Joe, has a tendency to stalk and kind of prey upon women. Any woman that he finds romantically interesting, it also follows that he preys upon them. He's a predator, he's a stalker, he's disgusting, he's awful. Mind you, these are bad things. I don't want these to happen to anyone, least of all black women. Sorry, y'all. Skin folk is kinfolk. I care about me. But here's something weird about Karen Minty. She's black, right? She has a torrid affair with Joe. They kiss, he's really interested in her. But then she disappears and he moves on to some white girl. Doesn't prey upon her, doesn't victimize her at all. She just kind of disappears. And here's what's weird about that. Every other woman he's shown to have romantic ties to, the predation must follow. It's a compulsion for him. That's just part of the character's neuroses. And we know that because we've seen it for seasons. That's the entire point of the show. So much so that when he does eventually find a woman that is like him, who also has that need to prey upon people, who has that drive to kind of be maniacal, he can't maintain interest in her because romance for Joe is intrinsically tied to predation. So why is it that when he had a black love interest, he did not feel the need to victimize her? He was able to move on and forget about her. And I know why. The show, maybe not purposefully, Maybe this was a subconscious thing done by writers, but the show accidentally gave us the message that Black women aren't worth it. They're disposable. Why would he waste the time to do that to her? She's less than interesting. It's really, really weird to say that Black women are so, I guess, disgusting that we're not even worth being preyed upon. It was very bad from a media literacy standpoint, and I think about it all the time. Lena Valerian from House of the Dragon, she was a love interest with depth in the novels. She had importance in the novels. She had relationships to all of the main characters, but she was married to Damon when neither of them had to be politically. In a show about political intrigue where relationships are forged out of necessity, they married when they did not have to. That was a choice. But then in the show, when her race is changed and she's Black, they make her character deliver the line where she's like, I know you had to marry me, so it's okay if you leave me for insert white woman character. That doesn't exist in the books. That narrative isn't there. All of a sudden, though, she becomes Black on screen and they make her verbally affirm him preferring a white woman to her. Mind you, that white woman is literally his niece, which I know, par for the course for Game of Thrones universe, but you understand what I'm saying. Your own niece over a Black woman because we're that undesirable, you know? Next slide. So that sucks. What do we do about it? The answer is simple. If you're a creative, ideally write Black women as desirable, worthy of love. Make your love interest a Black woman. Make tons of love interests a Black woman. Make your character only date Black women. Who cares? Draw art of Black women. Write songs about Black women. Black women are queens. It's such a simple thing. That being said, though, you can understand that that's a long time for me to wait. I imagine it takes a while for you guys to get like TV shows and movies and greenlit and then songs written and then art painted. So luckily for you guys, I have a solution. What's the opposite of being disposed of and exiting the narrative quickly? Next slide. That's right, baby. Haunt the narrative. No one can ever discard me. I haunt the narrative. I live in your head rent free. Your blind spot, I promise you, I'm standing there right now. Black women, we have earned this. Make them suffer. And I'm only half joking. My thing is now when someone wants to date me and then leave me abruptly because I'm Black, I'm going to do something maniacal. Nice try trying to move on and forget about me. Baby, I'm going to be there in the corner of your mind. And we as Black women, we have earned this. We have every right to take up space, to make ourselves bigger, to remind ourselves that we are important, okay? In a world that tells us that everything we do is wrong, where if we're quiet, we're not Black enough, where if we're loud, we're ghetto, where if we're big, that's disgusting, we're masculine. And then if we're small, we're sick, why don't we have a fat ass? Ladies, Black women, we can never do anything right. So what we're gonna do is have fun. And don't worry, there are women that have come before us and have done their big one to teach us how we can do ours. And I'm one of those women for you. Next slide. Okay. For legal reasons, I'm going to state that the next couple things I say are alleged or that I did them in Minecraft. All right? Beyonce once said very famously, what's worse, looking jealous or crazy? And I've decided that what's worse is looking jealous. So baby, I'm gonna look crazy. I have dated some absolute zeros. And so here are some ways I've decided to haunt the narrative. And I really do open up the floor to you guys to maybe do some of this or like do some stuff and like tell me what you're doing so that we can we can make sure that people know that we are not disposable. That if you're trying to just get us out of your narrative and forget that we were ever around, that they can't do that. So number one, sleep with his childhood hero. Now, it's all alleged, but let me tell you, men don't like it when you do that. When they come home and they have to hang out with the guy that was their big brother in the Big Brother program and they have to look him in the eye and know that like that girl that he tried to ignore, his hero cracked, they don't like it. Number 2, like his posts on social media when you know he's already having a bad day. I've been doing that one a lot. Essentially, I may have allegedly dated a man that really loved the idea of America and this country being amazing, not in like a conservative way. He really was like America build, and he thought that like one day that he would be working in the government. And he does work in the government now, the State Department. And if you know anything about the State Department, you know that they've been having some layoffs. So check his LinkedIn. And then if you can see that all of a sudden his occupation changed to no longer working there, yeah, start liking some posts on Instagram to make that day a little bit worse. Number 3, use his email to sign up for Scientology newsletters. I found out that they really keep emailing you when you do that. Like, nice try trying to get off of those email lists. The Scientologists don't listen. Tom Cruise does not listen. And while I am joking, I do want to come back around really quickly to remind you guys that I'm not like talking out of my ass right now. Okay. In a world where our media is being used to push ideals that are kind of harmful right now, and they're insidious, and they are things that are indoctrinating our youth, it is so very important that we as people purport ourselves in a way that acts as an example to everyone around us, first of all. And then second of all, that we are creating and consuming media that is good for us. All right. I went to the Gina Davis Foundation website. Also, this is one of my special skills as an autistic person. I memorize statistics. Did you know between the years of 2009 and 2019, Black women only took up 3.7% of lead and co-lead roles. 3.7%. And now remember that in those movies, they might not have always have had love interests. They might not have always been romances. So imagine then a percentage of a percent being the ones in which Black women were, were cast as love interests at all. And now you know that this disposable Black girlfriend trope exists. Imagine how it feels when a percentage of a percentage of a percent is what you have to look to see what you deserve in a romantic relationship. It's not good. There is not enough out there. Off the top of my head, thinking about rom-coms, I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't think of that many that portray a healthy relationship for a Black woman. And I actually have proof of that because once again, from the Gina Davis Foundation, one of the recommendations for media, so this foundation is all about the portrayal of Black women in media. One of their recommendations, of which they only had like 3, was that we need more depictions of Black women in stable, healthy, loving relationships. So what does that mean when a scientific study with data says that the relationships we're depicting Black women in aren't healthy, they're not stable, and they're not loving? It means that, unfortunately, a Black girl that doesn't have the absolutely insane megalomania that I have, when she gets dumped at an EDM festival in a Sailor Moon swimsuit by a guy that tells her that he is not supposed to settle with a Black girl, that she would sit there and she would believe it. And she would let him live, and that she wouldn't sleep with his childhood hero. We need to stop that. All right? How much time I got left? I know it's over 5. Oh, hell yeah, never mind. Let me cook. So while the title of this slide is Become Unforgettable Cause Problems as like a joke, I mean it. I'm so serious. And like, I wish there was a way for me to emphasize how much I use that as my motto in life. Girl, you're not going to forget me. I'm going to cause problems for you. I deserve to be treated well. I will be treated well, or you will be getting emails from Tom Cruise telling you to hail Xenu. You understand me? And that's not a threat. That's a promise, baby girl. Let me tell you. Black women, we are queens. Usher used to sing in the rain in a silk shirt with his chest out, crying for us. And while those times are past, I'm bringing them back. I'm grabbing men by the neck. It's serious for me. This is not a game. They tried to mute me. That was big white man trying to silence me. But don't worry, y'all. Um, this is serious, and I am single.
Yeah.
Okay, that is time. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Okay, so now we open it up. If there are any questions anyone would like to ask Joy about their rant, please make sure that you highlight them in chat. And we're gonna start with panelist Serenity.
Yes.
What's your favorite like character or depiction of a Black woman being uplifted in media?
Oh, okay. This is so nerdy, but very seriously, like I think it's so interesting. Storm as a character, it is so hard to shaft her because I think there's a level of gravity to her character. Like she controls the weather. She is sometimes the queen of Wakanda. Sometimes she's queen of the moon. Like you look at her and it's like, not only is she physically powerful enough to defend herself, everyone around her knows that she deserves respect and they treat her like it. One of my favorite panels in all of comics is literally Dr. Doom tricking her into a dinner with him. And he says like, oh, see, I'm a king and I was looking for a queen. Like it was the epitome of a white man being like, hey, my chocolate diva. Wanted her bad.
One
Oh, I have to
second,
flex
we're
the
getting
cringe
whole-
away.
And she looks so good in that dress, that green dress that she's in, and that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand why he was ready to risk it all.
Me too.
Any other questions? Oh, like, AJ has one. How can I get people to send me silk shirts so I can sing for people in the rain?
I'm so serious. Send me your address, AJ. This is what I want.
Hey, bro, my birthday's in December. You want to come out here and do that shit in the rain?
I mean, you're in LA. Would you even get rain?
No.
They can go stand near the ocean and it will spray them with water.
There you go. There you go.
Can I just say I just now saw like the chat? I'll just go. I'm sorry, Joy.
Oh, so that has been everyone doing their rants. Right now, what's gonna happen is I'm going to be putting a poll in chat. It's gonna be in there. It's gonna be there for I'm not gonna say 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and do 2 minutes. I just want to say to all of the panelists, this was the first episode of the show. Some folks had more notice than others, but everyone brought it. This was so much fun. This was exactly what I was hoping it was going to be. Thank you for trying this weird little idea with me. So right now we're just voting for who's right as hell, but I did say that I was going to vote as well. So here's the deal. I've got established some things that I am going to be critiquing on, right? So we're going for stamina. We're going for if you made me think or if you made me feel. And we're going for if I think that you have a little bit more in the tank. I'm gonna rate you all 1 to 5. 1 being 5 being okay. That was my favorite. That was the best. Starting with you, Serenity. I feel like you could have kept going. I feel like you had more in the tank. Especially because I think you could have you could have padded for time by explaining things, because I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about with a lot of things. I don't. You were saying. I think a lot of the words you were saying were like shipping titles or shipping names, like there was something he said Robin something, and I was thinking, oh, we're talking about Teen Titans, but then I got my context, you weren't talking about Teen Titans. I think that was more One Piece stuff, so you could have padded for time with that, but I felt that passion. I've recently been one of my donation things that I have to do is I have to read a Raylo fic. So I have gotten a new understanding of shipping. I'm still not well versed in it, but this was very insightful. I dug it. I'm going to give you a 4 out of 5. Just because, like, I was feeling the vibes, but I had no idea what the fuck you were talking about.
Vibe.
Fox. What the fuck?
Dude, you invited me on this last second, and I came up with this in the car.
No, that wasn't a bad what the fuck. I was just, I don't know if that was a rant or a threat.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm being your partner. I am kind of afraid right now.
Good.
Cause like I don't know if you were informing us of war crimes or like letting us know what y'all were capable of. So I'm gonna give you a 3 out of fear. And then I'm gonna move on. PJ, you put your titties out. Let's just talk about it. You came here, tits out, and listen, that's probably gonna play to the audience. I gotta deduct points.
Fuck you.
Hey, I would rather lose points for getting tits out than lose points for having no titties. Out.
First off, I don't like the fact that your chest is defiant. As somebody rocking moves, that upsets me. Alright, how dare you come here with a physique? Fuck you. That said, I am a massive Gurren Lagann fan. I was able to follow 30% of what you were saying.
Yes.
There was a lot happening on the screen. Well, first off, I never want to see my sibling oogling titties, but here we are. I didn't think that was gonna be the thing. Stop it, Joy. I didn't think that was gonna be the
Make
thing.
them jiggle.
Jiggle.
I didn't think that was gonna be a thing that I had to deal with today. But here we are. So with that, I'm giving you a 3.5. It would have been a solid 4, but I'm deducting points over unauthorized titties. Flag on the play.
I will take your booze. I've seen what you have cheered for. Give me your hate.
Every breath I take without your permission raises my self-esteem. All right, and now this, I'm at a crossroads right here with you, Joy, because that was very clearly a 5 out of 5 presentation. But if I give you 5, you gonna give me shit for nepotism, and if I don't give you 5,
won't.
you go, oh, okay, then that's a 5 then, like that. That was a fucking 5 if I've ever seen one. Listen, I'm not dumb enough to not give that a 5. I was gonna talk my way around making you think that I was gonna give you 5, like you know how they tease you on like Love Island and stuff, and then we were gonna come right back around to the 5. But I'm not gonna get my ass whooped today on the internet, so that is a 5. But it's not about me. It is about what the people think. The people. So we're going to go ahead and check in on this polling to see what one second. Joy,
What?
are you the one vote for PJ?
No, I'm not, which is true. But just know,
Which is true.
but just know that I sat there and I thought about it, but then I didn't know if you could see the votes. So I had to act right.
It's so for episode 1 of And Another Thing, we have our winner. 9 out of 10 votes, Joy got 9 of them. What do you horny motherfuckers voted for PJ?
And they were right to do so. They did that in my stead.
But Joy, you have taken the crown. Now, normally this is the way that I intended it is for you to be able to rant. As we do our outros, I would just phase you down, so we would see you ranting. But I am not gonna talk over you on this subject. So if there is anything else you feel you got left in the tank, please let these motherfuckers know.
All right. Well, first of all, if you want to start supporting Black women, support me. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and now Twitch. I have started streaming at Joy X Valentine. That's Joy, the letter X, and then Valentine. And then second thing, all I ask is that not only do you support works in which Black women are depicted as desirable, but that you support works created by Black people for Black people. Nia DaCosta, she's one of my favorite directors. People have given her endless shite for The Marvels, which I think was a lovely film. You should also watch, what's it called? Candyman. That was a movie she did, excellent horror, starring Black people, where the love interest is a Black woman. It ends beautifully. That is one of my favorite depictions of a Black woman in a romantic relationship, by the way. Candyman. It's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, no, definitely support Black creators, support me, give me $20. That's all, actually.
Where can they give you $20? Do you have a Patreon or?
I have a Ko-fi. Yeah, it's on my Twitter. So find it. It's on my Blue Sky. Find it. I'm everywhere at Joy X Valentine. I'm also very nice and I'm in the mood to make friends. So if you want to DM me and be like, yes, Black Queen, I would love to hear it. But that better be the whole message. Just send me a message that says, yes, Black Queen, and nothing else.
All right. And moving on to our next outro, Fox, why don't you tell the people about yourself? Whoop.
Hello, everybody. I'm AJ Fox. I can be found everywhere at Fox Fabula. When I'm not threatening you with being a Canadian, you can find me on Morning Ritual every Sunday with the lovely host of this show, Noir Enigma. Our guest this week is, I think it's Hannah Marie.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah Marie Art is on the show this week, and we've got promos out for that, so check it out. Other than that, I'm also I do TTRPG streams with the Stream Punks for our last Tuesday game. You can find me being Big B, who's big but not a bee. Yeah, that's me.
Hell yeah! Up next, we got Serenity. You're up next.
Oh shit. Okay, hi! I'm Serenity! You can find me all over the internet as Click, Clack, Snack. Click, clack like the sound of dice, snack because I'm cute as fuck. If you want to actually support me and do whatever, I do a lot of different things, so you have choices. I do Twitch, so come follow me on that. I am on a couple of different TTRPGs that are upcoming and are consistent, things that are coming out. So just take a look at what is going on. My most recent stuff will probably be with Feywild and Out, where I am the safety coordinator with them and having a couple games that are ongoing and new that are coming out. I cosplay, and that's cool as fuck. Also, if you want to see me with my tits out, and I probably will do a full version of my rant with my tits out, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Back in the day, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. I'll do it. on my Fansly and my OnlyFans if you want to go check that out. So that will be fun. It's just neurodivergent ranting, and I got huge tits. So win-win, baby doll. And that's yeah.
All
That's
right.
me.
Speaking of tits, PJ.
Hello, everyone. I'm the Pectacular. I can't even finish that fucking sentence. Hi, everyone. I'm PJ Megaw in the chat as Not 20 Productions official. You can find me all over the internet at PJ Megaw. If you see the bearded face, you're in the right place. You can also find me over at Critic Chronicles Friday for Shadows Over Baldur's Gate, where I play Marcus Hellhammer, the Cajun tiefling tattooist, chef, boxer, who also may just had a ship with a very lovely black woman just set sail. I don't know. I'm trying to make everything come into play.
Sorry. It's happening. It's real.
Go check it out. It's great shit. Anyway, you can find me at Critic Chronicles on Friday for Shadows Over Baldur's Gate, the Baldur's Gate 3 actual play. You can also find me producing other things at Crit Hit when I can let you know about it. You can see me producing things for Dragons Divided LLC. You can also find all this on my social media, including the TTRPGs that not only I produce, but the ones that I am writing. More information about that, you go there. You can also find me at Althaven as Tyr Odinson, God of Justice, and right now, the God of Just Us with my shirt off. So if you want to see that, then you know where to go. Anyway, until then, thank you so much for laughing, learning, and letting him hang. And I'll see you next time, gang.
And I've been your host, Noir. I'm trying to do more productions. I hope that you like this. If you did like it, please be sure to let me know. I'm gonna have this on my my YouTube. Please, on the socials, let me know what you think. On my YouTube channel, let me know what you think, who you think would be great to have on here, and what you thought of the rants. I do love that we got an entire spectrum of topics today, from hilarious to terrifying to poignant to confusing to wonderful. Like, we did it all, and that's exactly what I was hoping that the show would be. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you all so much for giving this pilot a try. Be kind to yourself and to each other as always. And rock out with your tits out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.